Hello everybody, welcome back to another Train Sim World 5 video. We are on the PC for this. We are on the West Coast Main Line 2019 timetable by OTS Josh, and we are in the Flying Banana, that being the HST Network Rail, the measurement train. So let's hop in. We're going to be taking this up to Milton Keynes. So that's forward, and we have got the position light signal, so we will get going. Once the brakes release, which take a little while. Just a little bit of power. But yeah, here it is. Very cool. Now, hopefully the game looks alright as well, because I seem to have, well, my OneDrive, I basically got rid of it because it was being annoying uploading like every file, but it like reset all of my TSW settings, which was a little bit annoying. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully it's going to be okay. I think all of my graphical settings were saved on the OneDrive for whatever reason. So as I've sort of got rid of that because it was being annoying, it mucked it up a bit. There's the FPS coming out of Houston. This is quite busy, this one. Or rather busy. Cool. Some workers having a little chat there. Lovely. So 25 miles an hour, I believe, out of here. There it goes. Oh, the windscreen looks all... is that the sun on it? Yeah, it must be the sun on it, making it look all funny. Little running brake test. Just a little one. There you go. Up to 40. Let's get the FPS off now as it's running alright. So we should be non-stop all the way up to Milton Keynes. And we won't be able to get up to 125 as we are non-tilting. So it's about 110 max or so. So still fairly quick, just not really fast. Go. Cool. And again, this is a PC mod. I should be able to link it below, of how the West Coast Main Line was in the December 2019 timetable, sort of the last timetable before everything just went kaput and nothing's really ever recovered since. Trains haven't gone back to being, well, hasn't been as many trains since then. Make sure it's sounding alright. Yeah, cool. Well, it's down here in the southeast. It's taking a big hit in the amount of services. Nice. Little Camden Road sidings here. All the 350s in it. Apparently that's a known issue as well, the fly doors being open at the front. Workers down there with some drivers or whatever. Yeah, it feels a lot busier this timetable. There's also the 2024 timetable, which has the Avanti Everos, or sort of wannabe Everos. That one isn't as busy as this. It's still fairly busy. The best thing about this timetable, though, is just having Southern going up to Milton Keynes. That is literally the best thing about it. So at some point I would like to do a stream, maybe I've already done it, of doing a return from Wembley up to Milton Keynes and then back in the 377. So one of the plans. I can't see any of the gauge sort of needles on here, that's funny. I think this is them. No, this is the Great Western HST. This one, the MTU. you got South Hampstead up to 80. Try and get a few flyby shots along the way of the flying banana. And you can sort of see why it was called or nicknamed the flying banana. I believe it still runs, or does it still run? Yeah, you can sort of see why. A bit like the Great Western IETs, their sort of nickname is the cucumbers. Well, I don't think it's really catched on, but yeah, cucumber, as all green. And the cool thing about this one is it's actually been externally changed as well. You've got sort of the extra headlight up the top there, which I don't think is there on the original, and you've got the little sort of camera at the front there as well. It's quite cool to see this. And of course you've got the official branding of Network Rail. Well, not official, not officially in the game, but as it's a free mod, they can do that. So yeah, pretty cool. Make our way out of London slowly. So this part of the route West was weird because this part of the route sort of wasn't changed much from the Bakerloo line. So this sort of part below Harrow and Waddesdon always feels a bit older, like an older style TSW route, as opposed to once you get above Harrow and Waddesdon where it starts looking a lot better. So I think when they developed this route, they must have basically just copy and pasted the Bakerloo line for this bit, which sort of makes sense as it was all here already. But you can sort of tell it's the older bit. Up to 90. Hopefully audio is still at a good level. It should be okay. $110. Oh, you got the McVitie's. Look at that, McVitie's factory there, or some sort of McVitie's distribution centre, or something McVitie's. Very cool. There's Wembley over there. Cool. I'm thinking about my next investment or next upgrade for the our sort of layout or setup, and I think I probably should get a 4K monitor at some point. Trouble is my internet's not very quick. So if we recorded in 4K, it just would be painful to try and upload the video files. So I won't go 4K just yet. But again, hopefully it looks okay because I've got my screen percentage up to 200%, and all the graphics are on top as well. Wembley Central. Let's get another flyby shot. And for most of this journey we should be able to go faster than the HST. I think the external camera goes at about 133 miles an hour, so shouldn't really have to worry about it. There we go. Catching up to a 350. And already the route starts looking a little bit better. And we're still sort of in the old Bakerloo bit. But I assume this bit's been touched up a bit more. And we've also got the West Coast Main Line enhancement pack as well. And a ballast pack, a signal visualization or signal color. Yeah, there's lots of different EPs which we've got installed. Let's make it sort of look as good as it can. There's a 710, not driven that train in absolutely ages. Because every time I do the Watford DC line, I just use the 378 now. Much prefer driving that as to the 710. I don't know, what do you guys prefer? Out of the overground trains, we've got the 710 or the 378. Cool. I know, I'm sort of, well, it's been good showing off these mods so far. We've done what, East Coast Way, BML, well, 2019 West Coast Main Line, done a couple more as well. But it's been good so far. If anyone does have any suggestions for mods you'd like me to show off, then oh, we've also done as well as Groningen the 2025 work in progress timetable, which we very nicely got sent by Bolivius. Something I really want to see, because I've been, well, quite recently, I've just come back from Spain as of recording this. First ever time going abroad, first ever time on a plane, all of that shenanigans. It'd be really cool to see something, well, Spanish in the in TSW. Does anybody know anything about any sort of Spanish routes or trains being worked on? Well, I suppose you need a route and then you can get the train. So I think that's sort of a corner of the community which doesn't really get much. Well, I don't think there are many developers and whatnot from sort of over that way making stuff. I don't know, does anyone know of anything Spanish being worked on? I know there's a few routes on Train Sim Classic which are Spanish, which I have tried to download, although the amount of requirements for all of them are huge, and some of them don't exist anymore, some of the requirements. Does anybody know of any modders or any, yeah, or maybe yourself, maybe you're watching and you're from Spain or making Spanish stuff. You know, always happy to show things off and give them a go. Now we've sort of got a PC which has the ability to do so, and hopefully in a good light as well. At least I hope it's looking alright. Coming up on Bushy. Maybe try and get a photo as we come around this corner here. The sun's sort of glaring over on the left side. Let's go into photo mode now. Photo mode. Field of view, we'll whack that up. It really is bright. Let's just advance game time just a little bit. Actually, let's wait for the 390 to go past. There you go. Now we'll get it now. Photo mode. Brightness. Can we pop that down a little bit? It is quite bright. Saturation. No. Field of view again. Just tweak that a bit. Bit of rotation. Oh, hello. That's a bit too much. Yeah, the flying banana in Train Sim World, but on PC, of course. That's the catch. Hide overlay. That's a bit too bright on that side. Brilliant. Right, let's do that. Coming up on Watford Junction. I don't think we're stopping anywhere. I think it is just non-stop the whole way. Obviously, we wouldn't do a passenger pickup, but I might just stop to wait for another train or whatever. Or there's some sort of other objective to stop. I don't think so, though. Cool. Not seen a 377 yet. Where's Team Green? Still sad though that Southern don't go up to Milton Keynes anymore. It's like, it's quite a way up Milton Keynes, and it's just like, nope, Watford Junction now. Hopefully one day Southern will return to Milton Keynes, although probably extremely unlikely. So still 110 for us, which it basically I think remains literally almost no. It comes down at, does it come down at Leighton Buzzard? Or was that just for the slow lines down to 90? No, it comes down to 90 for us I think at Leighton Buzzard. And at Berkhamsted it might come down to 100. I think I always say that and then it's still like 110 through there. Well, something I don't really understand with the new Evero trains, which are what the class 805 and 807 by Avanti, they don't actually go up to 125 miles an hour. Well, they do, but only in some places. Wow, we're going a bit slower. We're meant to be going faster, not slower. I suppose maybe they have better acceleration over the Pendolinos. Yeah, what's that all about? Why do the 805s and 807s not have tilting capabilities? Surely then it would just be quicker, as they could go 125 all the way up. Someone technical comment below. This is Kings Langley. Sort of a bit of a glare there in the window I keep seeing. See that? Little sort of glare. This part of the road actually looks quite nice. It's just, yeah, that's sort of coming out of, well, Euston's alright, but sort of on that old Bakerloo bit, it just doesn't look that great. Once you're out and about, actually, it's pretty good. Like, I was sort of thinking my graphics hadn't been, well, I thought it screwed it up a bit, but now we're out here, it looks fine. At 390. Cool. You've got Apsley coming up. I've got a lot of routes installed on here at the moment though. Like the TSW on PC was really just meant to be UK stuff. But then you've got the Colnarken timetable, which is PC only at the moment. Actually, I think it's on Xbox now as well by accident. So I've got all of the bits installed for that. Frankfurt S-Bahn, which I've now got installed as well because the full timetable's on the PC. So on TSW on PC I've got quite a lot of stuff installed now. Well, once the Colnarken timetable comes to console or PlayStation, I'll clear out all of the German stuff. Hemel Hempstead we're about to go through. And after this is Berkhamsted, which is about sort of 3 miles or so. Nice, improving your railway. Be quite cool because I'm sure at some point we'll probably start seeing. Well, I think there's a couple already, but we'll probably start seeing, you know, full trains, which we can download as mods. I think there's a couple of like little shunting locomotives, which I think are sort of more German stuff, which are literally fully new locos in the game, which you can download. I wonder what that one's waiting for. It's caught up to another train. Unless that's about to go on the fast. But anyway, quite cool to start seeing UK trains and locos, which people have developed and released on the on various websites. I mean, maybe at some point. I wonder if we'll get to a point where there'll be third-party stuff for TSW, which is paid for, but on PC only. A bit like on Train Sim Classic, where there's a lot of sort of non-Steam stuff, which you pay for, and then you get a key for it to download. I suppose a bit like Alan Thompson Sim stuff on Train Sim Classic. You can't get it on Steam or sort of anywhere official. It's only on the on ATS website where you buy it and download. I wonder if eventually we'll get something like that for TSW, where there's only routes and locos for PC which aren't actually sold on the Steam store. Here's 100 through here. Well, this is Burt Campstead. Through we go. Nice. And then back up to 110 shortly. And I think the next speed limit we have to worry about is at Leighton Buzzard. Well, I think it does come down to 90. See where we are on the map though. There we are. So we are, well, halfway already. It's quick. Well, it's quick when you're doing a fast service. The slow services on here are about an hour or 10 minutes, the proper slow ones. But I've been enjoying this route a lot more recently. Probably because, yeah, you've got the timetable mod, but even just on console, sort of with the base timetable and stuff, been enjoying this route more. Like, I must admit, when I first heard about this route, I was like, oh, it's going to be fantastic. You know, we're going to get Southern up to Milton Keynes, maybe. But yeah, they didn't set it in, they obviously set modern day, so we unfortunately didn't get any Southern up to Milton Keynes. So I wasn't like really excited for this route. I mean, when the game first came out, I would say it was probably equal between Kinzigtalbahn and this route. Especially the way this doesn't officially have LNWR branding as well. It sort of just hindered it a little bit. But the same with the Frankfurt S-Bahn route, which is coming out. It looks absolutely amazing, and I was really hyped up for it. And then sort of only a couple of weeks on the sort of release date announcement, they were like, oh, reduced timetable for console, and it was like, oh. So I've lost that excitedness a bit. And this route was sort of the same when it first sort of, you know, when they said then the LNWR branding's gone, it's going to be 2019. No, it's going to be modern day as well. It was like, oh. Well, it's still good that we got the 377/2. But of course, you just can't really do much with it. So now, what does everyone actually prefer? What would you prefer? Would you prefer most UK modern routes to come out with a 2019 timetable, which again is sort of the last proper busy timetables, or would you prefer just 2025, 2024? So 2019 was sort of the last year where there were a lot more trains, well, in quite a lot of areas. And like Southern, for example, had a load more train services in 2019. whereas now there's not as many. So we've been through Trings. Cheddington is up next. Improving your railway network rail. Nice and quick. It's like the long stretch, this bit. All the way from sort of Tring up to Leighton Buzzard, and after that you're sort of on the home stretch. And 350, was that little 4-coach? Oh, little 4-coach, that one. Was that empties or in service? No, it is a service. 1 Yankee 5-2. I love. That's one of my favourite things about TSW5 is the fact you just go on the map and you can actually click on. Well, not click. Well, you can click on the train, but you can see all the details about it. Now, if we go on here, we can sort of see our one. One of my favourite things. But as we are now approaching sort of the summer, I wonder what we'll get. Will we get Train Sim 6? I mean, the way things have gone in the previous couple of years, it seems likely. But I wonder, what will we get? Will we get TSW6? Was that a 12 or was that an 8? I was about to say blooming quick. Oh, an 8. Again, I'll leave a link for this timetable below. By On Track Simulation, who seems to have done quite a few stuff. For Train Sim Classic, and also now for Train Sim World. To check out more of their stuff. And we've got Leighton Buzzard coming up. Which I'm pretty certain the speed does come down to 90. So we get the brakes on. I think it's just after the platform, or a little bit past the platform, and then drops down. Which is mad here, because the sort of enhanced permitted speed is 35 miles an hour more than the standard speed. So you really do benefit if you're in the 390. This is Leighton Buzzard. Cool. 90. And this lasts for a little bit as well. Then we go into the tunnel. Let's get a little shot before we do go into the tunnel. Goes. Remember the times where you couldn't actually get external shots of the train going into the tunnel, as it would force you back into the cab view. Which I think the first route I think the first route in which they sort of removed that was Clinchfield Railroad when that came out. In which it didn't force you back into the cab view. Which it had done, well, on Train Sim Classic it does that as well. But I think Clinchfield, with all of its tunnels, it sort of was the first one where they sort of got rid of that. rather annoying. And we should be able to go back to 110 shortly. I can see the board just there. And then from here it's not too far to Bletchley, and then from there, well, it's only a couple of miles over to Milton Keynes. And that's another run on the West Coast Main Line South 2019 timetable done. And I do hope at some point to do, yeah, another run in the 377, which is my personal favourite. Well, I'll have to see if you can drive the 377/7 on here, because there is a mod for that, which I did think would be for this timetable as well, but I don't think so. I think that's for the 2024 one, which is another mod, but that's only up to Watford Junction. We got coming down here, another 390 in the plain white livery, which was seen at this time. And sort of the transition era between Virgin, West Coast, and Avanti. It's mad to sort of think of the downfall of Virgin. They had literally everything: Virgin Cross Country, Virgin West Coast, Virgin Trains East Coast. They had loads. And just all just went. It's gone now. And then Virgin Brightline, I think it was, over in the US. I think that's gone now as well. So the downfall of Virgin. Like this in the train sort of industry or the rail industry. Although I think they are actually hoping for a comeback. I can't remember. I think was it for Channel Tunnel Services? That one acts as competition to Eurostar. So that's like one of those rail routes which just has like hardly any competition. Is Eurostar, well, apart from obviously the flight industry. So it'd be quite cool if Virgin Trains. I think it was Virgin Trains. If they are able to get some services running through the Channel Tunnel. Yeah, it was a flashing yellow, I believe, so should be going over off on a diverging route. So we shouldn't have a red, so it sort of indicates that we've got the junction set. Trouble is, what is the junction speed for going across? Probably can't be that slow. Oh, 75, well that's alright. As we approach Milton Keynes. They got double yellow. Of the position 4 junction indicator. And I think I can see Milton Keynes up ahead. Hang on, where does it actually want us to stop? Does it want us to stop in the platform or... yeah, in the platform. As I know the sort of service prior to this, you start like just north of Milton Keynes. So I wonder if it might want us to go a bit past the station. Well, that was a fun service. Measurement train. Should clear us into the platform, I believe, this signal. Yeah, and there's a 377, hooray. Sitting in whatever platform that is over there, platform 2 maybe? Or was it 3? What's the platform 3? So I think you've got a little terminating platform as well, sort of squidged in. No, we've got to get rid of those because it's reset my settings because I've done something with the OneDrive. It popped on all these again. No, none of these, thank you. Motion blur. I think I always have that set to on. Oh, I've still got the stop marker on. Oh wait, get rid of that. Don't want it. Stop marker. Why do we change that? Uh-oh. Oh, we can have that on, that's pretty cool. Where is... here we go. Where is... Yes, get rid of this. Get rid of it all. What were we turning off? Advanced settings. No, hang on, what were we on? General. Oh, these. Yeah, that should be all off now. Oh no, that is platform 2. Yeah, alright. So we'll be right down to the end. There goes a non-stop service. Cool. Here we are. This is, well, I believe this is it. Wait for a moment, stick the DRA on. Neutral, or engine only. There we go. Well, that is going to be everybody. That was a run in the Flying Banana, as it's lovingly nicknamed. Links can be found in all the usual places: Discord, PayPal, merch store, as well as for the UK departure board. We have got an affiliate link, so feel free to check that out. Apart from that, see you all and take care. That's what we did. Go a little bit over at Euston, probably sped up a bit too soon. See you all and take care. Bye, guys.